You are now listening to Wrestle Cinema.
Yeah!
A podcast focusing on wrestlers who dive into the acting world.
Soul is ready!
We're talking about wrestling, we're talking about movies, we're talking about shows, anything and everything in the wrestling world. And
Acknowledge me!
And now, with all that, here is your host, Joe Cologne. Hey, what is going on? I'm not Fat Albert. I'm a little chunky Joe, but it's okay. We're working on that. How's it going, people? It's been a minute. Another episode of Wrestle Cinema. Some people who would think our demise was, imminent. I'm still here. I'm still kicking. Wrestle Cinema is hopefully going to stay alive. It will. I'm not trying to end it. But I just realized I haven't done an episode since January, so sorry about that, people. But life be lifing. That's the best way I could say that. But for anyone that sticks with me, I appreciate you. We are here with another episode because it's Mania Week. Yeah, I don't know what voice I'm doing here, but hey, we're doing it. This is Mania Week. Also, if you don't love the audio right now, for this portion, my bad. I did not feel like attaching my microphone to my laptop again, but we are here talking about Mania Week. We're doing some WrestleMania previews. Actually, today's episode that you're listening to, if you're listening to it on the day it released, which is Friday, April 18th, the night before Mania Part 1, this is an episode that I'm doing live. I actually did this live. You could follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/thehomie Joe Bro. And I am live, or I was live, with my boy Finn. We all know Finn. We all love my boy Finn. We did a live WrestleMania prediction with some people in the chat, which was nice. I appreciate anyone that spends any time to just hear me babble and do whatever dumb shit I think of. But yeah, we were live on Twitch doing WrestleMania 41 predictions. And of course, because Wrestle Cinema, if you're listening for the first time, is a podcast that focuses on movies that feature pro wrestlers, we did a live watch along to Money Plane featuring Adam Copeland, Big Cope, Mr. Edge. And he was with this incredible cast of Denise Richards, the guy who does Punisher in like 2004, Thomas Jane, and Kelsey Grammer. And also, for some reason, a lot of the Lawrence brothers, like Joey Lawrence. But anywho, yeah, we did a movie review on this episode. We did it live. I'm a little, I wouldn't call it tipsy, but a little buzzed towards the end because I was drinking while watching the movie. But like I said, if you want to watch any of our reviews live, because I will be doing it in the future until the government shuts me down, hopefully not, until cease and desist come in, hopefully not. Let me take that out. Never mind. Whatever. We do some live showings of movies that should get some light, especially because they're movies featuring pro wrestlers. And if you're listening to this, you know the deal. This is a wrestling podcast. This is a podcast that focuses on movies that feature pro wrestlers. And you can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, even though I don't get enough there, YouTube as well. That's at Wrestle Cinema. I'll tell you what you get. On Instagram, you get some fun social media posts, some reels, some interesting posts. I'm trying my best there. Same thing on TikTok, you get some videos, trying to do some more there. On YouTube, you get actually some long form content. Of course, you're getting my video game gameplay. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. It's late. It's very late. So yeah, you could go on YouTube for content with wrestling game related, because I'm a big gamer. That's why I'm on twitch.tv, where you could watch some of our movie reviews live or just see me shoot the shit. And I've been streaming consistently, and I'm hoping I hit affiliate, which is pretty cool. So for anyone that does support me, thank you, and support Wrestle Cinema, thank you again to all the homies. Shout out to all of you. Okay, anyway, that's my intro for this episode. So yeah, you're going to be hearing a podcast that was live. So if anything sounds off, that's because I didn't plan it properly. I just knew I wanted to do it. But hey, that's half the battle, just getting the content out. So here we are. Thanks again for everyone checking out, and enjoy the episode. I'll catch you at the end. So yeah, we're going to just jump right into this. This is also a live episode of my pod, Wrestle Cinema, where I realized I haven't done it in almost 4 months, which is kind of crazy. I kept saying, oh, I'm going to be consistent. Oh, I had some frame drops. Oh, it looks good again, I guess. But yeah, now we're back into doing an episode. So, of course, got to do one for Mania. And yeah, so this is a live pod. The pod won't have the reactions during the movie, but we will have the whole reactions and everything at the end. It's Maga Mania. Get it right. Yeah, that will be a conversation when we talk about the night one main
Uh,
event.
yep.
Oh my god. I don't want to be on a rant quite yet about that, but fucking yeah. Anywho, yeah, it is Magamania, unfortunately. Fucking hell. So yeah, let's get into the card. This is a fake card. Why am I don't need to look. Well, we're gonna go to a trusty website, Cage Match. Cage Match has some really good stuff to just, know your wrestling on there. How do I zoom in on here? I don't know how to zoom in, but people will see it. I can read. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches on night one. Night two of Mania has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm guessing the 7th match will be Randy Orton's match because there's a rumor that he'll have a mystery match. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, that's where everyone's speculating that it's going to be the 7th match will be Randy versus whoever.
Yeah, I saw a little prediction on who it could be, so we'll talk about that. But until then, Finn, WrestleMania, how are we feeling? The build up to it all. I will say I don't feel as hyped as I did for last year, because last year, it was 40, so it has to be a big deal. And Palsy, you let me know in the chat too. Anyone in the chat, let us know how you're feeling about the WrestleMania 41 build and the anticipation. I'm just hyped overall that it's Mania, but it doesn't have me in the same way as it did last year. I think there's things that could have really helped, but that just didn't really do it this year. Finn, thoughts?
Yeah, I think this Mania build's been fine. I think some people are overblowing how bad it's been. I just feel like I think it's more last year. Last year was just insane and it's because of The Rock. Like that's what the whole thing was. It's really thinking back to last year. There was probably some good builds for like certain matches, but or actually bad probably builds for certain matches, but we don't care. All we remember last year is The Rock. This year, like we had a few like great Cena promos, but there hasn't really been anything like that can touch what the final boss was like last year. So that's where I think's hurt it. But I think some matches that like really don't matter. Like I think very underrated build that to a match that no one cared about really, Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest. I think that's been as good as a build as you could have had for like just kind of a grudge match type that like everyone was saying like a nothing match really. I think that's been a very good build. And I think certain other like I didn't care about Charlotte versus Tiffy, but then that they're actually like throwing real life bars at each other, like that's gotten me kind of interested now in a match that I really didn't care about.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like going into it, I didn't care about that match because it had Charlotte in it. But now I'm like, oh, like, there might be something to it. And I think they'll pull off a good match. I think there's possibility of it being a really good one because Tiffy is not a slouch in the ring and Charlotte is Charlotte. I know a lot of people hate Charlotte because she is Charlotte. But at the same time, look at her last. Did she have a match last year? I don't remember. But look at her match against Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania 39. Banger. That was a banger. So I could see that working well. And yeah, no, I agree with you. Like, it hasn't. People are over throwing it out there. They're like, saying this is the worst thing ever in terms of build wise. But it could be a lot worse. But then yeah, when you throw in the final boss being involved so much last year, like it's really. Like, love him or hate him, a lot of people who feel different ways about The Rock, it still brought entertainment. It's still must-see whenever The Rock was around. And, he hasn't been around. It's kind of crazy that The Rock is involved in the main match, the real main event of the whole thing, Cody versus Cena. But we haven't seen him since Cena turned heel. And then Palsy, he went and said, it doesn't feel like Mania Week, not going to lie. Yeah, I get that. The pomp and pageantry hasn't been up there. Like we said, The Rock hasn't been there. Also, last year, it was incredible. They did a food eating contest between Omos and what's his name? Oh, why am I forgetting his name? Big man Omos and Otis.
I was going to say Otis. I had no idea, but I was just going to guess Otis.
Yeah, they had They had a, was it a hot dog or Philly cheesesteak? They were eating crazy last year, and they didn't do that this year. It would have been sick. The Rock put in more work
That's what
than
they've been
Cena.
missing.
Palsy goes, The Rock put in more work than Cena, which is crazy. It's kind of
Yeah,
crazy. John's like, yeah, I cleared my whole schedule. I haven't seen you, man. I hate the fucking meme of,
that
oh, we
is the
can't
point.
see you, but I haven't seen you enough. But when he has been on the mic, it has been fucking good. It has been good. Ah, man. Okay. Before we go further into that, let's go into night one. We'll talk about it. So we're looking at WrestleMania 41 on Cage Match. Go check out cagematch.net for all your stuff. Not a sponsor, but just saying that. I don't know why. I believe I saw, or maybe not. We'll just go on the order that we see here because I feel like this should co-main, but honestly, I could see it starting off the show. But this match is different. World Tag Team Title match: War Raiders versus the New Day. Man, I kind of don't give a shit. That's
No one cares.
It's so unfortunate. The WWE has fumbled a New Day heel turn like crazy. It's kind of disappointing.
Yeah. If the New Day don't win, like, what's the point of this? Like, what, like, this has to be setting up a win for the New Day, and possibly I've heard if like Biggie kind of gets involved, if this is more like them being even more of a dick to him, like I could see something like that happening because the War Raiders talking about their necks and stuff. Is
Mm.
that getting like Biggie involved a little bit, and then the New Day win most likely in like devious way or whatever. But yeah, that's the only reason I'm watching this match is to, like, all right, New Day win, and then hopefully if they win, they just become extreme like mega heels and like good champions, like the New Day always are. So that's what, like, nothing against the War Raiders, but like I don't really care for the War Raiders. So
Yeah, no, I agree. I used to care about the War Raiders a bit back in the ROH in those days, but WWE really killed their momentum for me. And yeah, when it comes to the New Day, like if they don't win this title, it's kind of a waste of their heel turn in a way. Like, got to give them something to make it look like
yeah,
that this was a good decision on them to turn heel. Because like part of it was that they were blaming each other in a way when they lost match after match after match, and then next thing you know, they turn on Big E saying, "No, this is all your fault." And now there's kind of like just they've lost their momentum and they're being dickheads, but there's nothing to go on, and it just makes me question like the whole deal of them. Like they turned him heel, and in my head I'm like, oh, maybe there's going to be more Big E related things. I mean, Big E even said it like, guys, I'm back, I'm going to be here, I'm in your corner. But then like hasn't even been around for any build, and I don't expect him to get physical, but at least like I thought they were going to continue on ever since the whole heel turn. Haven't been Big E, but maybe he'll pop up in Mania in some shape or form, so that'll be interesting. Let me look at the chat here. Palsy goes, so I saw the merch at the Superstore. Apparently, Travis is going to be there. Special Cena entrance. That would be cool. Yeah, I mean, they have a lot of Travis Scott merch. I have seen some of it. It does look kind of fire. I know a shirt's going to be like $60, so it might be a little pay in four action just to get a CM Punk's Travis Scott shirt. But I expect that Travis will be there. I think Cody said that he has a receipt ready for him, and
yeah, he said that on
he,
first take today.
yeah, on first take. So that is expected. And I remember seeing the memes until the New Day and like Naomi and Jade are on the card. Like people were saying like, oh, Travis Scott's the only black guy on the card, and he's not even a wrestler. And then Palsy went, WWE killed the experience. Yeah, the Viking experience at one
Yeah,
point was their name. That's right.
yeah,
um, Man. Okay, next match on here. Interesting match, man. Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. As a Hispanic, I don't have any real negativity towards El Grande Americano. I'm just happy that if it is Chad Gable, I'm happy that he's
yeah.
getting his WrestleMania match.
They're burying him yet again, Chad. He didn't get a match last year at Mania. He's not getting a match this year. It's sad. But this upstart gets one over him. I don't get how that works. But yeah, no, this whole thing's been it's been kind of funny. Like I see where they're going with. I feel like he has to win. Chad has to win because like why not? Like Ray's won, I think, the last two Manias. Like, and it's Rey Mysterio. Like he can lose. He's lost to Logan Paul before. Like
Yeah, yeah, easily.
this is technically, I feel like, kind of better. At least it's Chad Gable playing a ridiculous character. Yeah, I think it'll probably be like, oh, revealed to be Chad, and he still gets to win, something like that. That's what I hope. So that like Chad gets his moment, or they just Grande wins and just keeps going. I don't know.
Huh. Look at that. When I click his name, when I click El Grande on here, it brings me to
Oh,
Chad Gable. Huh, maybe they're onto something.
interesting.
Huh. Palsy goes, justice for Gable. I agree. But man, this is an interesting story. I agree. Ray should take the L on this one. Ray has won the last two Manias, and it's crazy that he didn't take the L against his son in that first one. Kind of
Yeah,
crazy that that didn't happen. And then he's
and beat his son last
again,
year.
yeah, with
Yeah.
Andrade. so,
Mm.
so yeah, I'm quite shocked about that, but overall, yeah, I think El Grande, whoever you are, I think they deserve that. And I'm still very interested talking in now the real world. We know it is Chad Gable, but let's say they don't go with that reveal and they still want to pretend it's not Gable. I wonder who they could make it. I remember for a long time, or at least one point, someone was going to be like, "Oh, like what if this was how they were going to bring in Ray Phoenix?" But obviously, they went a different way with Ray, who's not even on the show, which was kind of sad. But he is very new.
Mm.
But maybe they'll find a way to get him involved somehow. Yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes, and for Chad, this is this isn't maybe the opportunity he thought he was going to have. This is very Vince like kind of booking kind of deal where it feels like they're going to give you something stupid to work with, but he's making the most out of it for what it is.
Yeah,
I respect it. I'm sure he's still happy no matter what that he's going to be at WrestleMania in a singles match, have a moment. Whether or not he takes the mask off or not, we all know what's happening.
yeah. He gets to fight Legend at Mania. Like this is good for El Grande if it's not Chad. At
Exactly.
least for El Grande. Uh, and I think I saw they officially changed it that he's not from the Gulf of America. He's from the Gulf of Mexico now.
Thank
I think
God.
I saw a report from that. So, uh,
Yeah.
yeah, at least there's that. But yeah, I think Chad should El Grande should win because it's Ray. He's had as much success as you can have in this company.
Bro's a Hall of
He can,
Famer.
he can give a rookie a win at Mania.
Exactly. Dude's a Hall of Famer. He don't need anything else, man. Man. Okay. Next match I see on here. The build for this one has been pretty good. I was shocked. I mean,
Yeah.
it all started, a little bit before Elimination Chamber, but it really did kick off with Elimination Chamber. Jade Cargill and Naomi. Naomi being the heel, she's been killing it. Her promos week after
Mhm.
week have been on point. The look is pretty dope. I'm really vibing with this. I have a feeling they're gonna give the win to
I was,
Jade, but
yeah, I was gonna say like Naomi is killing it. Promos, everything you said. Fire look, the proceed with caution. I think's a nice like gimmick and everything. Jade's gonna win still. Like that's I feel like they're gonna give it to Jade, and at least I hope if this is like competitive match and everything, Jade wins. Then Jade should probably be going more towards like a world title, and then I think Naomi is perfect to go after the IC or more likely the U.S. Championship if it stays on SmackDown where she is. I feel like her versus Chelsea Green would be a good rivalry because Chelsea Green's pretty much a face now because everyone just like loves her.
as
So
they should,
I can see
as
that
they should.
happening. Yes, but yeah, definitely Jade. Well, I feel like Jade's gonna win this.
Yeah, I'm going with Jade too. It just the way that they've built her, and I think has anyone pinned Jade? I think someone has. Was it? I think it was what's her face, Nia Jax, who isn't even on the card. But it is cool to see that this is happening and like kind of like a little resurgence for Naomi because I feel like even though she doesn't truly need a resurgence, but like I just felt like she came in, she replaced Jade or whatever the case may be. She was tag team champs for a bit, blah blah blah. Like it's been whatever. But her being a heel, this brings some life to the women's division, which is cool. And yeah, I could see her Jade going for a world title, Naomi for like a mid card title for now, and if she keeps going, shit, put her in a world title feud. Let's see, because she's feuding with Jade, but eventually I'm sure we're going to see her get some Bianca action at some point. So we'll see what happens
Yeah.
there. That could lead to
Or
something.
the feud can like continue. Or, I could also see that happening. I don't know if they would go a matchup if they're gonna do if Backlash is gonna be the usual 5 match card. This probably wouldn't be in it, but
Yeah.
who knows?
It seems like they would either it depends. I feel like they always want to put a women's world title on there versus a women's storyline match, but we'll see. We'll see. Palsy goes, need Naomi to have a bloodline style entrance. Yeah, give her that long ass entrance. Give her something real cool. Give her something that just screams like, yeah, this is a heel turn that's working, unlike the New Days. Okay, title match time. I think all these matches until we get to the main are title matches. We got the United States title, LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu. Everything in my body wants Jacob Fatu to win, but part of me thinks like, I could see them not putting the title on him because I feel like Solo is going to be in Jacob's corner and he's going to get mad and he's going to cost him the belt somehow or just try and like do some shenanigans and this is going to cost him his opportunity because it's going. I thought we were going to get Solo versus Jacob at one point, but for Mania, but it doesn't seem like we're having now. That could be a Backlash match right there, and when you think of what Backlash is, that could be it right there. So yeah, I would love a world where Jacob Fatu is the U.S. champ because LA Knight, I love him, but Jacob Fatu's Jacob Fatu. So that's where I would like it, but what I want is Jacob. What I think we're getting is LA Knight.
Yeah, I think obviously there's 2 outcomes. Who's like either Jacob's going to win or LA Knight's going to win. But I think it's LA Knight. Either Jacob just wins. I don't think squash, but like pretty easily because Jacob Fatu, or he gets screwed by Solo and LA Knight retains. And I just thought of is like if LA Knight loses this, what happens to him? Does he? Because I don't see. I don't know what direction he'll go into, but if he keeps the U.S. title, then he just becomes the champ for however long. I could see Jacob feuding with Solo, and then what if when he's done with Solo, who's the world heavyweight champion right now? Jey Uso. Jey versus Jacob.
Okay.
Jacob it'd be quick. He gets the world heavyweight, but I think people would be down for that.
Hey. People aren't down for Jay in general right now, so I can see that.
Yeah, so that I could see something like that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I just feel like I have a feeling LA Knight's going to retain because of Solo.
Yeah, I think that's the side of that's where we're going with. But hey, I think it'll be cool to see what happens here. Jacob Fatu, I'd say, is the better in-ring performer. LA Knight is cool, but Jacob Fatu is a beast, and it's crazy. And it's, even though it's good for him, I'm happy he lost that weight. But man, when he was bigger, it was even scarier. But I hear sirens. Gonna have to give it a second. You say something, Finn.
Well, yeah, I just. Yeah, the more I think about it, I don't know what would happen with LA Knight if he loses the title. Like, does he? I don't know if he gets launched into main, like either world heavyweight or I doubt the WWE. Actually, okay. If Cena wins, Cena versus LA Knight for the title would be pretty cool.
That could be fun, especially if they have history.
Yeah, so that would be kind of so. All right, maybe I changed. But I think I'll still go with gut and say LA Knight's retaining. But that would be, I kind of like what I just did there.
Yeah, I like that. Okay. All right. We talked about this match kind of when we talked about things we're looking forward to. Tiffany Stratton, Charlotte Flair. I think they're giving the title to Charlotte. I think they're going to do it because it's Charlotte, man.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I'll switch. I'll be on the other side. I'll say Tiffy just so we're not the same on everything. But yeah, I think Charlotte's probably gonna win. But what if just let Tiffy continue her reign? Like, why not give her a huge win against? Like, this is how you like, kind of crown another star by
Yeah,
making her beat someone like Charlotte. Again, Charlotte doesn't need
does not need
another
it.
win. It does it, but are they gonna say because it looks like Rick might lose? Ric Flair might be losing his record this weekend. At least
Hmm.
give his daughter one. I think that's maybe how Vince would think about it. I don't know if Triple H would think that way. So hopefully, yeah, I think Tiffy should retain because it just, and then I think she should retain and go back to being a heel,
Yeah,
and then
she's a
have like
way better heel.
yeah, that she's only a face because everyone hates Charlotte, and like yeah, I don't Tiffy I just don't think is a face type of girl. So yeah, like boom, Jade wins. She turned Tiffy becomes a heel. Her versus Jade would be a pretty good matchup. I feel like something like that.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think, yeah, it's just knowing the way WWE does treat Charlotte. I could see her winning that belt, but Tiffany deserves it more. Tiffany has been
Yeah,
killing it. She's had to go face and still doing well there. I know there's the whole back and forth that they just had like 2 weeks ago, where people were like, "Okay, they just went off,"
yeah,
which is kind of fucking nuts. Like that was cool, but kind of poor Charlotte. She's here opening her heart about having a divorce earlier that
mm,
same day or the day before on a talk show. Next thing you know, Tiffy's like, "Yeah, fuck you," like brings that shit out. That was nuts. The whole Ludwig's in my DM shit was mad funny though.
yeah. That was she just threw something because she was just hit by an uppercut and she just threw whatever she had, which good line to come back with. But yeah,
Yeah.
that was something. I was when I was watching it live, I'm like, this seems real.
Yeah.
Like, the way they're going, I was like, this seems legit, and it was. So
We need our wrestlers to go off script a little bit more, because when it happens, you're like, "Whoa, people are talking about it." Like
hmm,
it's kind of
yep,
crazy. Like just give them like a little heads up. Like I'm gonna say something a little crazy, like
yeah,
or get me pissed off. Say something that's gonna piss me off, so I could put some real shit in there, because people were talking about it, and it makes up
yep,
for when it was like 2 weeks ago before that. Because I think I remember people were talking about that Charlotte kind of devoured Tiffany in like this
yeah,
other promo, because it clearly looked like Tiffany was reading off of something and Charlotte was just laying at her. So this was a good way to counteract it, even if it wasn't the way people wanted it to be. I think it worked out, and it got people more invested in the match. I'll say that.
yeah. No, that's what I feel like. No one cared about this match until they went at each other for real. So that also means what's going to happen in the ring. Everyone's wondering.
Yeah,
So I think this can get actually pretty physical.
let's get some blood on here. Tiffany's been busted open before, so let's see some blood. That's a crazy sentence to say about women,
Yeah,
but
no,
hey.
there you go.
And then also, even though I mean, hey, they're divorcing, but kind of crazy to think Andrade does not have a match on this card. Now that I think back at it, I'm like, he
I
was
mean,
he was there
I,
last year.
I say, guy can't get on SmackDown. You think he's gonna get on WrestleMania?
This is what I love that WWE and AEW, they can right now, they get a lot of stars leaving AEW, then you got stars going to WWE. But man, some people, like, sometimes you don't need to, like, Andrade could have went somewhere else maybe, because what's that?
That's it's
That's our speed champion, I'm pretty sure.
people gotta start going to TNA. That's the like if
TNA,
you want
New
to,
Japan. Look at Matt Cardona. He
yeah,
makes the Indies. He's making tons of money on the Indies. You don't have to
yeah.
go. You don't have to go back to WWE. I mean, at the end of the day, they're getting all the money in the world. But yeah. Oh no, Dragon Lee is a speed champion. Another man
Yeah.
nowhere to be found.
Well, he was nowhere to be found, and now there's now two, technically three new luchadors. He's fucked with
Yeah.
Ray, with Ray Phoenix, Penta, and El Grande Americano. He's going down the luchador list quickly, and he wasn't on
Yeah.
the top even last year. Because he got screwed out of the WrestleMania match,
Which is crazy. Oh my
and they gave it
god.
to Andrade. Everything it sucks, but
Yeah. Oh, and he was so cool for a while. He is so cool. I think it's shout out to Penta and Phoenix. Shout out to somebody stopping them from throwing him the LWO and all that shit. Thank God that didn't happen. But man.
that's why it's still like Triple H has not been perfect, and he's been losing a little bit, but that's where he's different than Vince. Vince would so easily put them in the LWO. Penta would so be with tag teaming with Rey Mysterio
Yeah.
against Santos and maybe someone like Andrade. But no, we have Penta is going for a title.
He's
So
going for gold, and we'll talk about that very soon. Now we have what should be the co-main event. I heard some people are saying it's probably going to open, but hey, uh, it is what it is. But we got the world title match: Gunther versus Jey Uso. Everything in me wants Jey to win it. One, because I know it's going to upset my boy RM. Shout out David. It'll piss him off because he hates Jey. But I do feel like everyone's hate for Jey Uso is so fucking forced. I've said this once, I said it again. It all started Mania last year against Jimmy, and that match was just super kicks and mid. But it's okay. Sometimes not everyone can have a good match.
That's why I want to go. I want to go back at that. It is mid, but people act like that's a terrible match. It's just a fine, kind of bad match. It's not the worst match ever.
Exactly.
There's plenty of other bad matches. It's because people were just putting it too high in their head.
Mm-hmm.
That it's unfortunate that both of them, and we saw last month, they're an amazing tag team, and that's what they really should always be. As single stars, I think Jimmy's shown a little bit more.
Jimmy has been going crazy as a single star too until he got murdered.
So yeah. See, I'm not hating on Jey at all. I'm not, but I think I'm starting to become a real Gunther stan. That I want this man to retain.
Yeah.
What he did to Jimmy was insane, and then the promo he just cut this past Monday, he made me feel like, oh, this guy should win.
Yeah. No.
He has there's so many guys that he probably should have faced during this reign that he still should. Like a CM Punk, that's like someone like that. It's
so sad he only faced CM Punk in the UK tour.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see the moment have Jey. Like I saw someone like if Jey wins and then the Monday Night Raw after their reenacted says I want a rematch and then just devours Jey.
Hey.
Just stun everyone, get the title back. I kind of like that.
Hey, yeah. I mean, shit. I could see that. Jey only had that IC title for 2 weeks until Braun took it back. I also think, in my head, I think I've said this before, if Jey wins, Braun should be the guy to take the belt off of him.
Oh, yeah.
That
someone like Braun.
Braun, I mean, definitely. Someone has to take the IC title off of him, which we'll get to. But yeah, Gunther, that promo he had the other night, everyone on Twitter was going crazy about that, and they were like, "Yeah, this makes me think he should still keep the belt."
Yeah,
and I think no matter what, this is the one thing I will say: Gunther could lose the belt, Gunther will be okay because Gunther has been
I'm not
taken care of so well in this company so far.
Yeah, I think he said he's been champion 80% of the time he's been in this company, which is pretty insane.
Yeah,
I think it's just if you lose this title, it'd be interesting what he would do next.
Yeah,
he go back after the IC. Who knows?
He could do whatever the hell he wants. Who's gonna stop him?
Could.
But
Jey Uso.
Yeah, if Jey Uso is his kryptonite, that'll be interesting. Even though he's lost so much, but hey, I think people, because some people will argue that Jey can't wrestle. That's a fucking lie. Jey can wrestle. He's even though it's crazy that his own boss is out here saying it. Triple H today was like, "Yeah, he's not the greatest wrestler in the world, but he has charisma that gets people in." That is a crazy thing to say about someone that won the Rumble and who's going to challenge for the world title. And then people were like talking about it, like, yeah. See, isn't that? And I'm like, hey, and then I saw someone else say this, which I agree. They're like, people are forgetting LA Knight exists. Like LA Knight and Jey Uso are kind of the same in a way, but I think I'll be happy if Jey wins it because I think he's grown organically through the fans, and he's really. I mean, hey, that main event push, man, it's been working for him. It's just he had to be Ilya Dragunov, and that's where everyone really fucking turned on this guy. And some people are overeat. No yeet. I'm overeat. I'm not overeat. I'm still yeeting, man. I'm over Pat McAfee yeeting though. I'm kind of over that.
Yeah, well, I'm over him in general.
But
Um,
I'm
yeah,
excited to see this match.
I'm gonna be wrong, but I'm going with Gunther because I just feel like he 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 still got something left. This is most likely gonna start Mania, but it's usually how's the show gonna end? Let's start Mania with everyone sad.
Yeah, start sad, and then they get people happy depending on what happens at the end. Which we could get into now. Triple threat match: CM Punk with Paul Heyman on his side, Seth Rollins, and MAGA Reigns. What the fuck? It's why? Oh, why?
Uh,
Why do you have to
yeah.
open his mouth? Why? Oh my god.
What was the? I don't even know who. What was the question asked? Like, did they say who he voted for? Like, I
Yeah,
don't.
they just asked him what does he think about Trump and shit like that. They didn't even ask him who he voted for. He just kind of fucking said that shit. Where's the question? I have it screenshotted somewhere because I sent it somewhere today on Twitter. Yeah, no, I'll find the question in a second. But no, like they didn't even fucking really ask for his who he voted for. But then he's fucking saying, "Oh, it's very clear who wins or clear who to vote for and shit." I People just need to shut up.
Yeah, it's just like, and then either like that's why I either you go all in or you say nothing. Like, this is what pisses me off, especially like politically when people are like, oh, they're very vague but saying what they're saying, but they won't like fully just go say like, oh, I support him or I voted for him and everything. They're like, oh, well, he was, saying facts. He was saying this. He was saying that. Just speak normally and just say, all right, you like this guy? Fine. Fuck you. We don't like that, but guess what? We say, like, have conviction. I feel like a lot of people are like this that, like, support him but don't have the balls to just outwardly just say it.
Yeah.
Like, I guess he kind of was out in the open, but he's still, like, I think he said, like, he's more of a centrist or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
No. No. I feel like I feel like I might label myself that, but I ain't on that guy's side. I know that for sure.
Yeah. No, here's the part. Let me start reading. He's joking. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jesse Ventura, blah blah blah. Plus Anawahi. Anawahi's a registered Democrat, but he considers himself a centrist. In the most recent election, however, he said it was very clear. They don't even mention how the question was asked that really opposed this. That he brought this out, but it's one of those things where it's like you'd be stupid to think WWE is like a liberal company. It's very clear that the owners and the people involved in WWE are right wing people. Look at Vince. He put Trump in the Hall of Fame. His wife is in his like cabinet. Like this is what we know. But it's kind of crazy. Ever now, like before Vince, it wasn't so much in your face. But now with Triple H, it's very much in your face. You got Tony Hinchcliffe, Andrew fucking Schultz. You got all these different people coming out. And, oh man. Also, kind of crazy that this interview comes out today and they give the Ulafala to fucking Donald Trump in the White House today.
I guess what? Roman, I guess, is no longer the tribal chief.
The White House account, they're like, yeah, he's the tribal chief now. That is crazy. We might see Trump at WrestleMania tomorrow. I mean, Saturday or Sunday.
I think Sean Ross Sapp said that like he wouldn't be surprised to see Trump at Mania. Like specifically for the El Grande Americano match.
Yeah, he did say that. I thought that was hilarious. Oh
Uh,
my god. No, this is
yeah, it's I don't get why people just like
better not to say
like
anything.
I bet he has people now that are like supporting him like yeah, but he how many people he's lost by just open just shut the fuck
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, no,
It's
100%. So easy.
it's like this isn't really gonna hurt him wrestling wise because he's still gonna be Roman and people are still gonna hear him and everything. But it's just like, oh, it's annoying.
Like my boy David, it gave him more fuel to just hate him. Like
Yeah,
all the people that hated him, they just double down. But I will question all the people that did hate him who were Trumpies. Now they probably switched their tone. Who knows?
no, that's it. I could see the big dog Roman Reigns like this, but not the tribal chief.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not the trouble. I thought he was smarter than that, man. But them photos look real cool, though. I will say them Vanity Fair photos look sick.
Yes, no, I don't know why that one in the robe is wild. He looks like a woman just got out of the shower in that robe.
Yeah.
I mean, he's he's a
It's
very very good looking man. Can't lie.
he is. He's just maybe not the smartest, cause like
Yeah,
man, like and little last thoughts, and then we'll talk about the match.
we'll talk about the actual match.
Yeah, but like it's like hey, like a lot of our favorite wrestlers, a lot of our heroes aren't the greatest at the end of the day. They're all human. Some of them, like Tiffany has been known to like MAGA stuff on Instagram or Twitter before, so we know
Not
this.
surprised at all.
Not surprised at all. There's also we got to remember Roman and many of these wrestlers are millionaires, so of course they want to protect and side with the guy that's protecting their pocket. So not everyone's perfect. Like think about, I mean, shit. Last year, John Cena kind of just basically said like, I still love Vince McMahon. Like he said some shit like that last year. Cody Rhodes, former MAGA guy, or at least former Trump guy, he once had an alt account where he was talking about Trump and on his Twitter and on his alt Twitter, and he recently over the past couple of years like was saying like, oh, like I've learned like that I'm not a Trump guy, like I've learned. So I'm like, okay, people can learn. It is crazy though that after everything that has happened with this administration and the previous time this man was in office, this man Roman's like, yeah, I support our president. Like that's kind of crazy. If you support him, don't say anything at all. You're a public figure. Shut the fuck up. Shut the
It's
fuck
more.
up.
I think. Are we losing like? Does PR suck nowadays? Like that's what I feel like it is.
Yeah.
Like it's so easy to like, hey, just don't say anything, say anything at all. But you're right. Tiffany has probably liked stuff, like not surprising, but I haven't heard her say anything.
Mm-hmm.
She's probably like you can support whatever. Just shut the fuck up because no one cares. At the end of the day, too, it's just like you just said this just to say it, and now it's like, oh, great.
It's just
You like that guy.
It's just easier to say nothing. Some of our favorite
Yeah.
wrestlers are, like I love Stone Cold, but woman abuser. Like it's just hey, I love Taker. Don't like Mark Calloway. Like
But that's also the perfect thing is like we can separate that. Like yes, Taker is the man. Mark Calloway sucks. Like we can separate it. It's the same thing. Imagine if Hulk Hogan didn't speak.
oh my god, if
If he
Hulk
never,
Hogan
if he never, if
spoke.
Hulk Hogan never like actually spoke about his views and stuff, he'd be the goat. He'd be no one it'd be like like Cena wouldn't be talked about as the goat. It would be Hogan because of what he did in the '80s and like he was so popular. But now that he says what he says about people,
Yeah.
a lot of people hate him now. Not because of what he says just politically, but also what he said privately.
That is crazy.
Very
The whole
loudly.
privately shit. That is so
Yeah,
that's its
what
own
he says.
conversation.
That's what it's more people hate him. Not because again, Taker's the perfect example. He's big guy, doesn't wear anything that's not Blue Lives Matter.
Yeah.
But we separate is like that's Mark Calloway. He loves Trump and everything. Taker's badass. We love Taker.
Yeah, no, it's not shocking, but it's gonna take
Maybe we can separate. Maybe we still love Roman
it'll take some
still,
time.
and why he sucks. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, it'll take some time. Right now, I'm like, I can't. That's not my tribal chief. But you know, we'll be getting our tribal chief soon. He'll be returning soon. Our true tribal chief.
Oh, Tongalo.
Yeah, he's supposed to be coming
Oh, Tom.
soon.
Oh, yeah. Tom, yeah, he should. We
Maybe
missed him for way too long.
he might cost Jacob the title now that I think about it. But back to matches. CM Punk and Seth and Roman. Man, this could kind of still go either way, to be honest, because this is one of those matches that they're all three of the biggest names ever. But
I just thought this is famously, as wrestling god once said, you have a 33 and a third chance of winning. That's what I think is legitimately in this. I don't know who's going to win this. This is literally any one of these guys could win.
yeah, no, 100%. I don't know where it goes. I wonder, some people are saying, what if Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman become a thing because of that favor? Who knows what the hell happens here? Because he never cashed in on that favor, which is kind of funny that if you just try and kill someone and you don't, they kind of owe you a favor now.
He does tend that is more of a favor than what Punk's asked for. Like he could have killed him, could have hit him with that 2-foot stomp, but he didn't. So
Yeah.
I like, in theory, I like that. Oh, he turns and it's Seth aligns with Paul Heyman, but I feel like long term, it just wouldn't work with them too.
Yeah. Plus, Seth doesn't need a mouthpiece. But then again, CM Punk didn't need one, but it worked for a while. Also, to interrupt for a second, new in the chat, first time chatter, I got a crown. It's Mr. Marist.
I thought I was seeing things when I saw. I was like, "Is that who I think it is?"
Is that?
Shout out 2 phones.
Shout out Tommy. Shout out Tom. Thanks for coming through, Tom. We're about to watch a movie very soon, so you can always get your popcorn ready, get your ice cream, start doing your laundry. But anyway, back to this match. Oh, ice cream emoji. Man, yeah, this could go either way. I want it to be CM Punk because he's finally getting his main event. I always kind of pictured his main event being a title that he gets, but man, I don't know. It's this could go either which way. This is one of those matches because it's Roman fucking Reigns. I could see Roman just walking. Well, he did this already before. He had a triple threat match already that he stacked them and pinned them.
Yeah. What I think, you take away what we talked about before, what he said publicly, but I think Roman needs this win the least out of the 3. It's still Roman.
Like, oh yeah.
He loses this, he'll still say, I main evented these many WrestleManias, even though half of them were against Brock Lesnar, and people hated that.
And he's
that one
company for a while.
And that one against Triple H, oh my god, 45-minute match.
That was 45 minutes? Jesus Christ.
I don't know. It felt like 3 hours. I think it was probably like a 30-minute match, whatever, but it felt long.
I have yet to see that match, man. Oh my.
You're missing absolutely nothing.
Thank God.
Besides, I think Stephanie's ear to put through a table or whatever. That's might be the only exciting part of the match. But yeah, I think Seth's gonna win.
Yeah, I think Seth is a good neutral.
He stand tall at the end of Raw, so what? Maybe Punk. I think it's Seth or Punk. I feel like that's what should. And I think Seth probably needs it the most.
Yeah, I'd say Seth needs it the most. Even though he just had a world title reign, I feel like he just loses a bunch, and he lost to Punk and shit like that. Like, no, I think Seth should walk out too, but. MAGA Reigns might walk out with the fucking he might walk out, man. But who knows?
With the help of Trump.
Donald Trump jumps the barricade.
He lost one fat guy on his corner. He's going to get actually, no, I take that back. Because Trump is in peak physical condition.
Oh, yeah. They did his health assessment.
Yeah, my bad.
But outside of this man being president, imagine if he didn't win the presidency again and he became the new wise man. That would have been crazy. That would have been an interesting timeline.
Roman Reigns, they call him the tribal chief. The tribal chief. He's the best. The best.
Man,
Got the Ulafala. Ulafala. They
I,
gave it to me.
in the next 24 hours, I expect an AI version of Donald Trump and Roman Reigns going down the
Yeah.
aisle. If I'm surprised I haven't seen it already. Okay, we'll touch on Sunday. We don't have to spend too long on it because we've got to get into this movie. It's almost 11 o'clock, so once it hits 11, we're starting this movie. Get your popcorn ready. Get all you need. We got the 6 matches on here, but there's possibly a 7th. I'll mention it already now. Randy is supposed to have possibly an open challenge. Now I'm hearing that they're trying to push some guy to get ready super quick, and the rumor is Rusev. That's interesting. Rusev Day real quick. I'd be cool with it. I just feel like there's nobody besides, and we talked about this, Sami Zayn. But his only relation is because of Kevin Owens, but also he deserves a match too. But I can't think of anyone else outside of Sami Zayn and now this rumor of Rusev.
Yeah, it just what sucks is I feel like if it is like he's probably gonna lose, right? Like,
oh yeah, I don't see Randy losing.
And that's why I don't see Randy. Like, I feel like they have intriguing options to give Randy now the KOs out. Like, I think Ray Phoenix will be a nice addition, but I feel like Randy needs a singles win and was probably gonna beat KO and punt him.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if Rusev comes out, especially do the whole Rusev Day and everything, people go nuts. It would kind of suck if he just loses to Randy because again, Randy, everyone's gonna cheer, but then people are gonna want Rusev. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah,
that's why it sucks. But I would love it. But if it is Solo, it would be like, oh, that's nothing. But he will beat Solo's ass, and Solo gets at least a Mania match.
Yeah,
so it would. But whatever that match is, Randy's gonna win.
Yeah, I think so. There's some. I'm trying to think of interesting options that would happen that could be cool. I mean, this would never happen, especially because he definitely wouldn't lose. But also, I don't know if his heart could take it. Triple H comes back out of nowhere. That would be sick. What else?
Aleister Black.
Aleister Black. Yeah, they've been teasing
Nick
him for a
Aldis.
while. Nick Aldis. I feel like they should have pulled the trigger on now by that, but who knows? That's supposed to be addressed tomorrow on SmackDown as Randy's opponent, so we'll see. It already happened once, a surprise match, but it didn't work out. But maybe Shane McMahon comes back again to try and make up for the torn quad.
No, but if the problem is if he does come back, he has to get injured again. That'd be incredible.
2 times in a row would be sick.
That would be, or I also Sheamus. Sheamus would be pretty cool.
Doesn't have a match. That would be cool.
It's the people that again, it would be sick for Sheamus. It would be nice for Sheamus to get a win, but he's not. If it's him against Randy, he's not going to win. And, yeah. Whoever it is, it's going to be Randy.
Yeah. No, I think Randy should walk out with the win. Tag team match, women's tag team title match, kind of just thrown together here, but Judgment Day, Liv and Raquel versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, which she's the IC champ, but is not putting up her title on the line. She's in a tag team match for some reason with Bayley. I would have much rather had Bayley versus Roxanne, and they could have done fuck all shit to Liv Morgan and Raquel. I don't care what happens here. This match is I'm very indifferent. I like all the women in this match, but I don't care.
Yeah, no, Liv and Raquel have to win. There's no reason for Bayley and Lyra to win.
No reason at all, unless you find a way to turn Bayley heel at some point. But
that's where that's where I feel like it should happen. Liv and Raquel should win. Bayley should turn on Lyra. Have that be that feud for the IC title. I feel like that would be kind of the perfect way to book it.
Yeah, I think so. That would be cool. I mean, Bayley's a better heel than face. So many people are. But I'm tired of face Bayley. I feel like Bayley, ever since winning the gold and losing it, has kind of just been pretty irrelevant. Has good matches, but just kind of irrelevant to the whole fold. So yeah, Liv Morgan and Raquel, they'll probably lose the titles to somebody. I'm still just mad that this tag team division, for the most part, are just random people thrown together, and they're like, yeah, you're going for the belts. Why not? But I don't
Yeah.
know. They made these belts, but they haven't figured it out yet, and it's been forever now that these belts have been a thing. So, eh. Match that we talked about that got more interesting more as the weeks have gone on. Sin City Street Fight. Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest. I'm glad that Damian Priest is able to be, still in the fold. I'm glad ever since losing a title, he's still in the main event spot, basically. He's still upper card kind of guy, still important to the main shows. And same with Drew. Drew had one of the best feuds of last year with CM Punk. And, now he's with Damian. I know, there was some kind of heat going on at one point with things happening and it was Drew, Damian, and LA Knight. All that crap was going on. I don't know what the hell was happening for a hot minute, but that all started in the Rumble, same as this feud did. But man, I think Damian Priest should walk out as the victor here. I mean, he did walk out last year, but then again, Drew deserves a singles win
That's right. I
because
feel like
he
Drew.
just lost to CM Punk all that time.
That's right. I feel like Drew should just win. Win this. I feel like that's my guess.
Thank
I like
Oh,
you.
thanks for following.
I like
Tom.
Damian. I like Damian a lot, but I just feel like it's got to be Drew here.
Yeah, I think Drew should walk out as the winner. And depending on where this goes, Drew should be challenging for a title. I'm surprised he hasn't faced Cody
Yeah.
for a title already. Like, that sounds like something that would have happened a while ago. But yeah, we'll see what happens with Drew. Next match on the card, singles match. This man should go to AEW. It is AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Kind of crazy that one of the best wrestlers to ever exist, this is the best thing they have for him. And I know this match is going to be good because it pisses me off, but Logan Paul is so fucking good in the ring. But why did it have to be AJ Styles? They could have done anything else. It's one of those where I'm like, if AJ Styles loses to Logan Paul, which I can see happening, Tony Khan better scoop his ass up, man. I know I know he's old, but fucking sign him, man. He's only what, 47? Yeah, he's still young enough. Fuck it.
Yeah, I could see him losing somehow to Logan, but there's no way that's gonna. They can't do that.
That would be so disrespectful if he loses to him. AJ Styles definitely voted Trump. Now that I think about it.
Well, the infamous the gay community. But yeah, no, AJ Styles. He beat the best wrestler in the world, Shane McMahon, at Mania. So Logan Paul's nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah, so AJ should win.
But if Logan Paul beats AJ, does that make him the best wrestler in the world by virtue of that? Fuck.
Damn. So that's right. Better not win.
Okay, we got one more minute, but we got 3 more matches. We'll keep going, and we'll spend a good amount of minutes on this last one anyway. But Intercontinental title match, Fatal 4-Way, Braun, Finn Balor, Penta, Dominic Mysterio. I truly think it's going to be Dom. It's 4 people. Braun's not taking the pin. Dom will probably pin Finn, or vice versa. But I'd rather it be Dom.
Yeah, I feel like honestly the way they could go about it, that one of these guys wins, and it could be awesome. But I just feel like it's gonna be Dom screwing Finn. That's the win.
He's Dirty Dom.
You have Dirty Dom as the IC champ. That's gonna be something.
Yeah. Dom is my most improved wrestler of the world in my eyes, because I used to hate seeing him on my screen, especially when he was a face. But, I didn't love his heel turn at first, but he's really grown on me, and he's grown as a performer. So I could see him being a little bastard and getting the pin off on Finn, or definitely not pinning Penta. Definitely not pinning Penta, and definitely not pinning Braun, because this is how you get the title off of Braun. You keep him strong. And then if Jay wins the title, well, boom, that's how Braun gets into the mix.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like everything leads to, unfortunately, Finn taking the pin. no matter what.
Yeah.
Whoever wins is probably gonna pin Finn.
Hey, he's enjoying that
And
paycheck he gets.
yeah, yeah, he's I think he's comfortable. He doesn't got to worry about
Yeah.
uh, any of that. But yeah, I think Tom's gonna win. It makes so much sense.
Yeah. Another multi-man match that we have here, multi-woman match it is. Triple threat match, women's world title, Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair. Man, I don't think Rhea Ripley should win, which is kind of crazy because I love Rhea Ripley so damn much for many reasons.
Keep doing your plan.
But I think Io Sky should retain because, looking at a lot of these things, there's going to be belts that are going to be flipping around here and there, especially depending on what happens with the main. I think Io should keep it. She lost her title at Mania last year. I don't really
Yeah,
remember her having a real solid main event or not like a WrestleMania win ever. So I feel like she deserves her Mania moment. Bianca's had plenty of moments.
yeah,
Bianca, you could find a way like throw her somewhere else, and she's gonna have stuff to do with Jade and Naomi anyway.
yeah.
So I think Io should get it because also Io has kind of been like the Iron Woman in this last year or two, where anytime she's in the ring, it's a great match. Anytime
So
she's doing anything, it's like, whoa, look at Io Sky.
I think she's the best women's wrestler right now in the company, and possibly if you just put it all together, might be just the best wrestler in the company. How
hundred
good she is,
percent.
and yeah, I just feel like it makes sense for her to win because again, I feel like the marquee matchup is Rhea versus Bianca. They didn't want to do it this year, which I feel like they could have. I don't understand why.
Yeah.
But then EO probably doesn't have anything for Mania, which would kind of suck. So I guess that's why. Yeah, they should EO should win, and then tease for next year to be the whole Belair versus Rhea for a title, or not probably for a title. That this is eventually going to happen. That's why I feel like EO should retain here. Set that up for later, or maybe that Rhea versus Bianca is for SummerSlam because that's going to be 2 nights, going to be huge, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. No, I think this could go. Yeah, I see. You could find something to give them, but give Io this win. I feel like she's owed one. She's owed one.
Yeah,
And speaking about owed one, he's owed one more title. Will it happen? John Cena going against Cody Rhodes. And it's still, I never got to make an episode about him turning heel because I just haven't. But John Cena is heel. We live in a world where John Cena finally did the heel turn. This would have never happened if we had Vince in charge. But then again, who knows what would have also happened if he was still here. But MAGA reign still would have happened no matter what I feel. But man, you told me John Cena turned heel. I wouldn't have believed you, but it happened. We saw it. We were live watching and reacting at a bar, which we will be back. Shout out to Yep Wrestling Podcast. Yep, I like wrestling or whatever. The watch alongs are great. Anywho, I thought this match, when it was first announced, John Cena as a face going against Cody Rhodes. Cody's winning the belt. John has going to suffer and suffer more until he finally gets that belt. I thought he was going to get it towards the end of his run. With a heel, John? Give him the belt. Give him the belt, man. You got to make it worth it. You got to make it worth it.
yeah. No, we last year was the happiest of all happiness of Cody winning it. People need to be crushed. Wrestling needs to be ruined after this night. Cena's got to win his. He's got to win it, and yeah, I just feel like there's no like it. It sucks. Love Cody and everything, but like we have to have a lengthy Cena heel run as champ that we've never been able to get.
Yep.
Gonna start. It's got to start now. Till maybe till that like, or does he legitimately never wins and never loses and takes the title?
He leaves a
that
heel.
that would be pretty sick.
No,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. No, I think this does because that is the biggest question. Okay, he wins. Then who also beats him? That's a big question. Who does he put over to win, to lose the belt to? But then, does John Cena? No way John Cena ends his career as a heel.
I don't. One
What?
thing is gonna be quick, but I feel like he's gonna slow. Like if he wins, I feel like he'll start off as a real heel. He's gonna start even through his title reign. He'll slowly come back to being a face. I feel like. I don't know if they can just keep this. Oh, he's a heel, and then right when he loses it, oh, I'm back to being a face. I feel like they're
Yeah.
gonna have to
Yeah. No.
slowly bring him back. I just feel like the whole story should be that like he should like I don't know say that's like right away after he wins, but he's gonna be like it should be that I needed to do this. I needed to become a bad guy. I needed to align with The Rock because The Rock said I'll never win the title if I'm not aligned with him.
Yeah.
Like something like that because that's then that would make even more sense of why he turned heel. Not just like there's got to be a Rock element in this.
It,
It's
it
still like
it does. And walk with me now. I think the Rock element is where this all ends. I think John
oh
Cena
no.
has to go face again because he's going to lose the belt at some point. The Rock is going to be mad. And then The Rock turns on John, and we get thrice in a lifetime. We get the rubber match. We need the
Well, no,
rubber match.
we've needed the thrice. We need it definitely. I thought you were gonna say The Rock was gonna win the title.
Oh God! Well, we got to get Rock and Roman at some point too before Roman retired. So I don't know.
Yeah. But you said it before, like who either wins, like who's gonna dethrone him. I just feel like this is gonna set up for Cody loses and he'll eventually regain the title, beating John. The
Yeah.
true passing of the torch from John to Cody as John leaves and everything.
Yeah, maybe he loses to Cody and he does the whole nice guy thing and puts him over and stuff, and then the final boss comes out and fucking tries to kill John. Then Cody and him align or something. Something has to happen, maybe. I feel like, why is The Rock involved if this isn't leading to something even bigger?
Oh, I just thought of it. Last whatever that December pay-per-view is going to be called, probably Hustle, Loyalty, and Respect. The main event, Cody Rhodes and John Cena versus The Rock and Travis Scott in a tag team match.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
I just thought to be. Oh my God! I just thought of a crazy thing. If it's somehow Cena versus Rock, not for a title, for who becomes the head of the board of TKO.
Oh, the board is up for line.
And Cena wins, and he becomes part of the board, and The Rock's nothing. The Rock's no longer the final boss.
Maybe that.
Ooh, I think that
John
that could be
Cena
something.
becomes the final boss.
Yeah.
Okay, I see your vision. I see your vision.
I think I might have cooked something there.
Somebody cooked in
here. Yes.
Well, that
is the final boss.
That is our WrestleMania predictions. That actually took an hour and 9 minutes, way longer than I thought it was going to take. But all people, I hope you enjoyed that part of the pod. All right, we just finished watching a live. We watched it. Sorry, I'm a little toasty. I've been drinking. Money Plane 2020, directed by Andrew Lawrence, starring Adam Copeland, Kelsey Grammer, the guy from Punisher in 2003, Denise Richards. Dennis
Richards.
We just finished watching it. Came out in 2020. It's about an hour and 22 minutes. That was a movie. That was, when I presented this movie to Finn, at first I was going to make it a viewer choice people would pick. But then again, we've been so far gone in hiatus, not that many people would pick. But we're on the up. We're up and coming, So I gave Finn options. I knew he wanted to watch Money Plane. Finn, without spoiling it, what did you think of Money Plane?
The fact that Kelsey Grammer didn't get the best supporting actor for this movie is the biggest travesty. Obviously, in cinema history, I feel like he was.
This came out during COVID. This might have been worse than COVID in terms of why he didn't win an award for this.
That's right. Obviously, I think if this didn't come out during COVID, it would have been the biggest movie of the year, possibly the decade. My God, what a just insane movie. Just absolutely wild. I, people just had this. That was so much fun. That was so stupid, so entertaining. Highly recommend this movie. I don't know. I don't think I can hear you.
Oh shit, I've been muted this entire time. Didn't know that.
I was about to say. I'm like, am I going crazy?
Damn, I'm gonna have to edit shit. Anyway, what did I say? I was saying some good shit.
And
This, in the terms of in the realm of movies, is this cinema? No, this is not
yes,
cinema. But this is cinema. Like
yeah.
that was a fun time. This was a movie, and what's funny about it, I love movies that don't take themselves seriously, and it's so good. This movie did try to take itself seriously. I really think they went into this thinking like, "Oh, this is gonna be, we're taking this shit so serious." There was nothing.
That's why I feel like some did, some didn't. Because I'm convinced one of the Lawrence, Matthew Lawrence, the one that was playing the cowboy. He had the most obvious fake mustache on. I thought there was gonna be some type of like, oh, he's disguised or whatever. No, nothing ends up happening. He's just wearing a fake mustache.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be like a double agent or something.
Yeah. So he's just wearing that because I think he did not give a shit. He got the lesser role compared to Joey Lawrence. So he just went, he didn't care. Yeah, this move, I mean, Kelsey Grammer took it seriously, but also just, I don't think he had a script.
No, he'd had to have ad-libbed all of that.
I would bet so much money that he was the one. He decided to call him P. Roach. I'm convinced. Because where did that come from? And he was just like, "You're P. Roach."
That was something.
I need a Darius Grouch movie, not just Money Play. I need a movie with him. He wasn't in this movie enough. That's
he really wasn't. He really wasn't. There were so many good moments, and they all comprised of Kelsey Grammer.
Yes.
Shout out to casting directors Dean E. Frank and Donald Paul Premrick. I don't know how to speak English or read. I don't know. I've been drinking. The fact that they casted this man, how they get him, I don't know. They've done a Brenda Songs movie. He's did House of a Thousand Corpses. Okay, so he has some movies under his belt.
No, he knew what he was doing. Somebody cooked here. He decided who he was going to cast.
Yeah, whoever was like, let's get Kelsey Grammer in here. That was incredible.
And I think the second best. I think Thomas Jane was the second best Punisher. I think he was the second best part of this movie.
He was. He was. That was incredible to see Thomas Jane. He was playing Fortnite at one point, and then next thing you know, he's out here.
And then did Fortnite in real life.
That was crazy. Oh my god. I should have studied what I wanted to do for formatting because I have realized I have a new format that I want to do that's wrestling related with the reviews, but I didn't do that. So we're just gonna go off of it. Based on Edge's performance, what did you think? Did you enjoy Edge's performance? Did you feel like we've seen some John Cena acting so far? We've seen Kane acting before in this, podcast. Yes, so compared to the others so far at this point, based off of how Edge performed, Adam Copeland, what did you think of his performance? How was he?
He wasn't that great. He was just that. He was honestly just that. He wasn't the star of Discord is the 1 second, sorry. It was asking me to switch devices for some reason on Discord.
Oh, I must have realized it saw something, so I could stop streaming to you. I just realized.
But yeah, he wasn't the star in his own movie. He can't say that. that's for sure. And he was just there. He had a few funny lines and everything, but yeah, he. I'm trying to think of like Cena and 12, like Cena and 12. I think they're just very. It was similar. They're just like stoic, like good guy type, like hero types. Like they weren't like Cena. He was early acting. Edges, I feel like, has been acting for a little bit, and he had like no emotions. It looked like unless
Yeah.
he was with his kid, that was it. But yeah, and then the things he was saying, especially the Flint line, I knew that was wrong, and I don't even use Flint. Uh, that's more on he was given that line. What could he do? But yeah, he wasn't really good.
Yeah, in terms of like acting, I felt like he was doing a promo for a very long time, but not like a WWE promo, just like a promo. There wasn't enough in there for me. I could see why he hasn't done many acting roles, but I will say, I'm just because I'm only looking at his letterbox right now. What we don't get to see is his TV roles. I know he did Viking for many seasons, and apparently he was good in the new Percy Jackson series that's getting like a
Yes.
season 2 or something.
Well, he gave us that amazing fit pick.
Oh
So
yeah, the hat and all that. Hell yeah.
yeah, so it was worth it, no matter how he
I'm
was as an actor in that series.
I'm seeing in terms of movies, besides Money Plane, he's done Bending the Rules, which is the first movie I've ever seen him with, which is what's its name? It's on the tip of my tongue. Oh, Jamie Kennedy. There you go. And then another movie that he did, which was in 2016, is Integration with Lana as his co-star. Interesting. That's going to be on the list at some
He only,
point.
he
Um,
only deals with stars.
yeah, clearly. Kelsey Grammer is the biggest one, which is so
Oh well,
funny.
yeah, obviously.
But yeah, Adam Copeland, Edge. Um, I need to watch other bits of your work to really
Yeah,
get more of you. But even to think about it, he wasn't in this movie that much, to be real. Like he was. Don't get
it's
me.
especially once he starts flying the plane. And I just kept when he was flying the plane, he was just looking. He was like no one actually knew how to fly, like or make him look like, oh, this is how you should hold the steering wheel or whatever. He's just there, just faking it, and it looks so
Yeah.
stupid.
They could have got like a real pilot to at least teach him how to like pretend
Just
you're
show him.
flying, like make it look
He was doing
realistic.
like if I was like, oh, you're flying. Yeah, I'm flying a plane. I'm just doing this. That's how I would have acted.
Yeah, yeah, no, agreed. Yeah, in terms of acting so far, from what we've seen from John Cena and Kane, better than Kane, but not better
Oh
than
yeah,
John Cena.
yeah. I don't know. Yeah, this is just a very wooden type performance, but he wasn't given much. So yeah, I'd have to
Yeah,
see.
I can't. I feel like it's something that we can't blame him on. You got to blame more of like what he was
'Cause,
given
yeah,
for his
especially
role, the
when
writers.
his problem was he was going one on one with Kelsey Grammer, and he couldn't keep up.
He could not, and
He's the best.
Kelsey, a
He couldn't keep.
veteran.
He couldn't keep up with the baddest motherfucker on the planet.
What a crazy name for that man.
Darius Emmanuel Grouch the Third.
Yeah,
Yep. AKA what? The Rumble.
the Rumble. You can't see it now because I stopped sharing my screen, but the background for the Money Plane letterbox is Kelsey Grammer smoking a stogie.
Well, obviously that was some of the highlights of the movie where him just smoking.
Yeah. There's not really too much to spoil in this movie, to be honest. So I don't even. They end up just so yeah. Spoiler: if you were trying not to hear spoilers about it, I don't even know how I'm going to edit this. But if you were trying not to hear spoilers, we're talking spoilers now. They just turn on Kelsey Grammer because they realize he was probably going to turn on them, and the whole paint. Oh yeah, I never even explained what this movie is about. I felt like we were talking about it just because of the live viewers. Yeah, all right. Damn, I should have made a format. The plot of this movie, and I'll just read it here because it makes it easier for me. A professional thief with $40 million in debt and his family's life on the line must commit one final heist, rob a futuristic airborne casino filled with the world's most dangerous criminals. There was nothing futuristic about that.
Does that mean money planes coming in the future?
There was nothing futuristic about that plane. Also, okay, so yeah, that's the plot of the movie, and it's essentially Edge. They're trying to steal a painting, and they're trying to steal money, and it's going to clear this debt that Edge has with Kelsey Grammer. That is the plot. I'm so sorry for anyone listening that it didn't watch the movie with us, but now that I read that line about and his family's life is on the line, they did not make that obvious one bit. Not one bit. Like, you would think with a family on the line, like, they could have made this movie a bit more gritty if, like, Kelsey Grammer kidnapped Denise Richards and gave her some more screen time, kidnapped the kid or something, or at least make it known that they were like they had a sniper ready to shoot or something. That part of the movie did not make it to me. I did not know that was a part of it.
Oh, well, I just I think Darius tells him that, and when they meet, that he would kill his family, or his family would be in danger. So
yeah, he makes a threat, but he doesn't like push him, you know?
Well, that's what he just didn't. He didn't know he was going to have the Punisher on his side. That's where Darius messed up.
So yeah, I guess he did have those. You know, they did pop up at one point, but I think the added pressure would have made that a bit more interesting because it just becomes one giant heist. This is a heist movie. The tagline that I'm seeing on Letterboxd is the heist of the century. I did not know Seth Rollins was here.
No, this does go above the WrestleMania 31 cash in. Yeah, this goes above that.
But wow. So yeah. Anyway, back to the spoiler portion. Yeah, they turn on him. Is there a money plane too? Do you think we'll get one?
That we should. I said we need either a money plane 2 or a Darius just movie. That's what I need. I don't even need a money plane 2 unless he gets on the money plane.
He should have been
on the money plane. That's what would make this.
Instead of being on the ground, he should have been in the plane. And you know what? You're right. We don't see what happens. He just said it's time to rumble and then start shooting. Never. They always say in movies, if you don't see a body, you never know. But then again, even in movies, if you see a body,
it doesn't. But this was they specifically did not show his body because they want to do a second one. They were setting this up. I know it. He needs to come back for his revenge. Money Plane 2, Darius Emmanuel Grouch III, a.k.a. the Rumble's revenge.
I enjoyed this movie more than I thought I would, honestly. I was expecting this movie to be horrible in the sense where I'm like, this movie needs to end. I kind of wish this movie didn't end for a while. I was having fun.
This should have been 2 hours at least.
This did deserve a 2-hour kind of deal because they could have explored more of the other characters.
We needed more Kelsey Grammer. That's why
we needed more Kelsey Grammer, and honestly, the Lawrence brothers. I mean, one of them directed it. Also, all of the brothers are in here somehow. We could have went on a little longer with some of them, like understanding Joey Lawrence a bit more.
You can't see it, but yeah. Would like to see the cowboy be in it a little bit more.
Yeah, I think the cowboy was really cool. I'm surprised. It felt like he had that vibe of, he's going to be a double agent and somehow be helping them or some shit like that.
He was so obviously a fake person.
The fact that when he dies and his legs are like...
he starts shaking.
Also, I don't think they paid any money for any fight choreography at all because the fighting that we saw in this movie was so bad. The best one was Edge, and I think Edge was just like, I've done movies before, let me try this. Everyone else was throwing hands, like the one guy that was a pedo was throwing hands like he's late Andre the Giant.
He didn't know how to move his arms with his legs. While punching, I've never seen how it was before. And then the co-pilot does a fish hook. Who does a fish hook in a
I,
fight to the
I've
death?
never seen that. Oh my god, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stunt people. Okay, that's stunts. If you're a stunt person, you're probably also helping with the stunt choreography.
Uh,
I mean, 5 people couldn't figure this shit out.
no, they were just they didn't care. No.
Oh, one of them was in Halloween Ends. Love that.
Uh,
Oh,
yeah, all the money went to Kelsey Grammer, Denise Richards, and Thomas Jane, I think.
yeah. I think it's funny because looking at this, Edge is supposed to be, the top build, but he definitely probably got the least money on,
Yeah,
at least
yeah,
for the
he
main
wasn't.
people.
Yeah, no. I bet the Lawrences all made more than him.
Oh, definitely. Uh, man. Sound. The person here. Oh, there's 3 people here for sound. Yeah, they should be fired. They were not doing great with the sound. There's moments where it was just too loud, and
Yes,
then
the music was the generic music was way too loud.
I can't believe some of the music choices that they felt. It just felt like it was straight off of like a YouTube royalty free kind of deal. Um,
Yeah,
man, I should have really came up with a kind of plan on how to review things. We'll do that on the next one. But I would say if you're someone that knows how to watch a bad movie and have
yeah,
fun, then you should watch this movie. If you're someone that's a cinephile, fuck off. But you'll have fun watching this movie if you know how to just watch a movie for a good time, especially for an hour and 22 minutes. That was very
yeah,
enjoyable. Letterbox gives you 5 stars. I'm gonna give it like a 2.5 and a like, maybe even a 3, just because it was fun. But it's mostly fun because when you're watching with someone. If I would have watched this on my own and sober, I don't know if I'd still probably would have laughed a good amount at how it wasn't supposed to be funny. But this,
yeah,
on a letterbox rating, I'd give it a like. I'd put a 2.5 out of 5 and say, like, definitely give this a watch if you're looking for something amusing because it was very amusing. The side characters themselves, Isabella, the female that was pretending to be a flight attendant, she was amusing. Randomly trying to throw in, like, kind of like phrases or lines out of nowhere for no reason. Like, I was cleaning out my closet or something. I was like, this is not the time for lines, girl.
yeah. I think I might just have to give it a 5 star in Letterbox to bump up that rating. I feel bad. But yeah, no. If you can appreciate shitty, poorly type made movies, this is for you. You should watch it. You'll have a good time. If you can't laugh or enjoy the entertainment that is just movies, then yeah, this isn't for you. Don't watch it. Uh, but yeah, no, I recommend watching this. Drink, drink before it, during it.
Watch it with friends.
Don't
Watch it with
watch it
people.
with friends. You know, be under the influence for it. I think would enjoy it even more. But again, I recommend just entertaining movie that makes no sense and is funny when it probably shouldn't be funny.
Oh yeah, it definitely wasn't trying to make itself funny, but it
Yeah,
was so funny. I might even
yeah. It
bump it to
probably
a
doesn't
3, to be
just
honest. That was
probably
fun.
doesn't categorize itself as a comedy, and it should.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Let's see. Let's
Um,
see what genre they're trying to throw
yeah,
it in.
action, crime, thriller, no comedy. They're wrong.
Yeah. No. No. 100% action crime thriller. Hell no.
Uh,
There was nothing thrilling about this movie.
I don't know.
Crime, yes, they were committing a crime. Yeah, there was action if you want to call it that. But yeah, no, this should be an action comedy. I'm gonna look at some of the reviews here. I might honestly bump my score to a 3, man. That was a fun time. We got I wish I had been on Zoom calls where someone had to explain Kelsey Grammer why his character Darius Scratch III, who he 100% agreed to play because it took 1.5 days of shooting, and they let him smoke cigars in his own house while he did it. For
Oh
one
yeah,
scene, listens to trap beats while he blackmails Edge to spend most of his screen time in a green screen cockpit to a plane they absolutely had to build in one of the cast members' garage. For some reason, Thomas Jane looks like the only person in front of or behind the camera who's done an action scene before, and this movie stars a pro wrestler. Another person goes pointing. That's the money plane.
That's a money plane.
This one says the liberal media doesn't want to tell you about the money plane.
You know,
That's really good. What's this one? Kelsey Grammer plays a crime boss named Darius Grouch III, aka the Rumble. Thomas Jane plays the Air Force youngest general who smokes a pipe and also does crime. Both men filmed those roles over the course of a day in what I'm assuming was their own actual houses. Yeah, honestly. The rest of that movie was filmed in Kelsey Grammer's backyard. Looks like it was filmed in a storage unit. Also, the leading man's WWE The Edge makes Triple H look like Nicholson in the 70s and spends most of the action movie sitting alone in the cockpit of a plane and talking on a Zoom.
That is so true.
Joey
My favorite review I just saw, very recent, yesterday, Legally a Movie.
Yesterday, wow. That's funny. Oh, they put the line, someone put the line of, you want to bet on a dude fucking an alligator?
Yeah, if I make my review, that's what was going to be in Letterboxd. That's what I was going to put on a dude. Money plane.
This one is July 2020, so like right after we get out of lockdown. At 79 minutes without credits, this completely ridiculous movie is exactly what we need right now. Fuck yes, Money Plane.
Yeah.
Who in LCB was the biggest fan of this movie, or were they all a fan of this?
They were all love. I feel like Ken Jack was probably loved this the most. I feel like he's talked about it the most. It was, yeah, it's just so ridiculous because I'm pretty sure they interviewed Kelsey Grammer for this.
Oh, really?
I don't know if it was for this. I know they might have mentioned it during. It probably wasn't for it, but I think they mentioned Money Plane during their interview with him.
Wow.
And I think I might have to rewatch that interview just to hear him talk about Money Plane.
I agree. I didn't hear that because I don't watch LCB like that. I mean, listen to them like that. Yeah, I kind of need to hear the interview for that. Wow. Oh my god. Well, Money Plane was a movie. But man, that was a fun time. Also, now looking at the poster, the money logo kind of makes me think of the Money in the Bank logo. I'm sure Edge was like, yeah, you should probably copy this. I like that Denise Richards gets to be on the poster because she's a recognizable face. There for like 3 minutes.
And that's definitely a photo of her at a red carpet.
Oh yeah, easily. Also, I'm taking a look at the bottom of the poster. Why is there that random like SWAT guy when there was never like a random SWAT guy in this movie?
It was the closest was those guys going after Darius that looked like ninjas with the mask, but they weren't in SWAT gear.
Also, Isabella, long hair down, did not happen. And also, she never had a minigun. She never had an Uzi, I mean.
She might have. I know where she kept it.
Yeah, she just pulls out a gun out of her hoo-ha. That was crazy. That was crazy. Yeah, that is Money Plane. That is our review. First review in over 4 months on this podcast. Hopefully this means I'll do another one soon. But
if Money Plane 2 ever exists, I know we're going to be the first ones there.
Yeah.
Watch.
Need that to get a theatrical release.
Yeah.
Well, that is Money Plane. I hope you all enjoyed. Man, that is incredible. Well, tune in for the next podcast episode. Forgetting words. Always follow at Wrestle Cinema on Instagram, Twitter. I don't even tweet that much there, but Instagram and TikTok, that's the main social medias nowadays anyway. And yeah, thank you, Finn, for listening and watching and being through this wonderful time.
Cinema. Absolute cinema.
And catch you on the next one. Enjoy WrestleMania 41, people. And yeah, if you're in the New York area, go watch Yep, I Love Pro Wrestling. There you go. They have a podcast and they do watch-alongs or watch parties in person. Okay, I'm losing my words. Boom.